Hey everybody, we're back from break with more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're immediately on the battle map. We're not talking. The party is fighting. Let's fucking do it, shall we? Back to the battle music. And whose turn is it? It's his turn. Okay, so Matashtai, you are up in the air with this creature, this ghoul that has these fucking bracers on, and you see these tendrils are shooting out. He's doing stuff, and you know, right? Like, you feel it in you. You feel Valena is like in the back of your mind. You both know, right? And he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, well, you're very interesting. I'm glad you're sticking around, unlike my recent guests. They were very rude to my hospitality." And as he's saying this, right, like, you feel something creeping up your shoulder, right? And you out of your peripheral vision, you see some of those tendrils up this backside of you. And he's gonna try to hit you with a Stitcher attack.
Stitcher
attack.
Stitcher? How hard is newer?
Was he not stunned?
Oh, you're right. He is stunned until the end of his turn. Right. What is it? It's the end of his next turn, right?
End of his turn, yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Because it used to be the start of your next turn. We modified it to be the end of his. So he is stunned. He wakes up, so he doesn't do that, but he wakes up and he still makes that comment to you. And now it's Boats' turn.
Boats. It's my turn. I'm paralyzed.
You're paralyzed. Please roll me a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Hey, Lucky. Constitution. I did it. I did it.
You are no longer paralyzed, but that is also the end of your turn.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Small sacrifices.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun and interactive. It's ghoul time!
Hey, at least there was a chance to save. That's interactive.
Right, like, that's significantly better. To the front.
The opportunity to save.
To the back. This ghoul is going to step forward and try to deal with the blender. That is a 13. I do not think that hits. This ghoul is going to step forward and try to deal with the cat. That is a big miss. 20. No confirmed critical. Ashes, you're below this motherfucker. It's a problem. He is up in the air, tussling with Matashtai. Just out of your reach. You do have two ghouls on top of you. And you are uniquely positioned in this room to where you can see, I think, all four corners of the room. So you do see the 8 ghouls that pull themselves up out of the corners of the chamber to fight the next turn. What do you want to do this turn?
Okay. When Matashtai calls attention to the gauntlets,
you go, boy.
or bracers, sorry. Looking at them, what does it look like they're made of?
Looks like they are made of bronze. Burnished bronze.
Not bone.
So burnished bronze being a very darkened bronze. Other than that, right, like, they're clearly magical, right? They've got tendrils, like, spiraling out of them. There's absolutely something going on with them. And...
all right. I'm going to do something that this might be a complete waste of my turn, but I used my free action to dig out of my backpack, which is not even, I don't really have to dig that bag because part of it's hanging out.
Sure. Item interaction.
The magical magnetic chain.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to see if I can't stick it to the fucking gauntlet.
Okay, we're playing horseshoes here, right? Like you're woof, throwing that up there, trying to like. Okay, I'm going to say, he is in the air, right? But he is stationary. He is grappled, right? Although you don't know if the grapple actually causes him to not be able to move because he is swaying in the air with Matashtai,
in the air, right?
Right.
Like, into anything.
But so it's possible. How long is the chain?
It is 10 foot long.
That is, I think, just long enough for you to like jump and throw, right, and potentially connect to his arms, right?
Maybe. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if that's how this works. We're about to find out.
So, what I'm going to ask you to do is, make me a ranged weapon attack, right? So
I've got a button for my hand crossbow.
that would be a dexterity check. This one is a thrown weapon, and it's definitely not dexterity. So I'm gonna say this is like throwing a hand axe. Just roll me an attack with Zalara, and we'll remove her bonuses.
Okay.
Because this isn't a plus magical weapon, but it does benefit from your strength, right?
And
so
probably don't need to bother with the calculations.
that is a little low.
A little bit.
So you jump, huck this thing, like huck one end of it up into the air, and you get close. You realize like this is potentially doable, but you're about a foot over because this guy is swaying up in the air with Matashtai, and you kind of misjudge the motion of the ocean. You jump up, and it kind of like just goes slightly wide from where his arm would otherwise be. That's just one attack action, though. You could try again.
Shit. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
I want to see if I can get this to happen.
By the way, this is happening while these other two ghouls are like charging at you, slashing at you. You're like, duck into the side. You like push one away with your shield, jump up, throw it again. Okay.
That's a little bit better.
That's really high. What did you actually roll there? You rolled a 19.
I was one away from a nat failure, and that's one away from a nat.
It doesn't matter. 19 is his AC. And I'm giving him a +2 bonus to this because you're trying to hit a very specific part of his body. Basically like a riff on a called shot, right? But you have a +5 strength, so that is definitely going to hit. So, you push one zombie out of the, or ghoul out of the way, jump up in the air, huck this thing, and you're like, you're starting to fall, right? You don't have that high of a vertical, right? I mean, actually, you have a pretty decent vertical. You're falling, and the end of it, you hear this, and it connects to the bronze of the bracer, right? And you have the other end in your hand. Now, you know, in theory, the way that this is supposed to work is that you connect that end to the same material and it will activate. But currently it's connected and you basically have a leash.
Yep. Okay. Since it's 20, there's a 10.
Yeah,
so
you basically got an arm up in the air holding on to this thing because you don't have like a lot of.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not only do you have him, right, but you're also now kind of tethered here for this moment.
Right, and since this is like out of the normal purview, I don't know like as far as action economy goes. I don't know if I've got like climb or like I know I'm not going to be able to attack again.
Technically, you could. Okay, so A third attack would be a bonus action attack for you, but you only get your bonus action attack under...
I use the attack action.
Anytime you use the attack action, you get the bonus action attack? Or is it certain conditions? I don't remember.
15 seconds.
Because I want to make sure it's not you have to do it with like a, your claws or because I think it might be that. I think you might, if you make a claw attack or something like that, then you get to make a bonus attack action. And Zalara counts as a claw. That's why you get to do it with her. But that might not be the case. I might be misremembering. Aside from that, though, in theory, absolutely you haven't used your movement, so you could totally try to climb up this thing. You just don't know if it'll bear your weight.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
You're gonna try to climb it?
I'm gonna try to climb it because, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. This is sure, totally.
Okay.
Okay, so climbing without a climb speed is basically difficult terrain, so it's basically half speed, right?
Okay. Which I haven't moved yet, so I still
so you have plenty of movement to do this. The question is how, is this thing gonna bear your weight?
Yeah.
The answer
bore my weight.
The answer is yes, at least in this immediacy, right? Like you and start to pull yourself up, right? And as you do, it's a very awkward situation because you got like Zalara like partially in one hand and you're kind of like climbing with two fingers on that side, and you got like your shield strapped to your other arm, and you're kind of like,
It's gonna be awkward.
It's very awkward, right?
I can get my feet on the bottom of it.
You're also a very strong individual. The question is how far up do you go? Are you just going up like 5 or 10 feet? Or are you going all the way up to try to like hold on to it? Basically, are you going to leave the movement, the attack range of these two ghouls that are biting at your ankles now?
Alright, so my feeling of urgency right now is I want to at least like get my hand around his wrist or something, just in case this chain doesn't stick long enough. So if it does, I'm still hanging on. So I guess if I had the ability to, I would go as high as necessary to be able to like grab like his wrist or something. So I think that would be a yes. Yes, they would be able to get some opportunity attacks.
Okay, so you are going to try to get as far up as you can, that type of situation. This will be Claw 1, the 20.
That's a miss.
Claw
21.
2 is an ace.
That's a miss.
Easy peasy. Both of them swipe at you as you go up, but they are unable to get to you. Here's the deal. You basically, I'm going to move this guy out, and I'm going to move you over to the side. You basically climb up onto the other side of this creature, and it's still in the air, but you do see it starts to slowly descend. It goes from the 20 feet up down to 15 feet up. You think if you add a little bit more weight, it probably will not be able to hold itself up in the air any longer. But currently, the tendrils are struggling against you and Matashtai, the weight of both of you, keeping it still 15 feet in the air. Okay.
That'll be in turn.
Fantastic. Matt Ashes has joined you.
Hey, man.
Yeah, how's it going?
This guy looks over at you as you climb up, or looks down at you as you climb up, Ashes, and it's like, no. Get off! You're not invited! I was having a one-on... Oh, you're here now. Sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. Well, since I got a party up here, so I'm already grappled, can I just attempt to try and rip the bracers off now? Or how does that work?
Roll me a general perception check. Your passive perception is 19. I want you to roll me a perception check to see if we can get higher than that.
It is a 19.
19. So disarming people generally, period, is not a super easy task. That's why some certain classes or certain people specialize in it, right? So it's not easy to do, period. Disrobing a person is an entirely different step, right? So just trying to pull a bracer off of a person and them allowing you to do so is going to be very difficult. In theory, it's if you wanna get a piece of something off of someone, it's generally easier to take that limb from them than it is to take that armor off of them. If that
That's
makes
what
sense.
I was planning. That was absolutely my next line of.
Which is not impossible. It just means targeting the limbs specifically, which is potentially going to make things more difficult, right?
Yo, are we playing Vagrant Story now?
Maybe.
Well, all right then. I can take a hint. I start swinging at his arm then.
We try just asking him for the bracers.
Just
He might be
ask
cool
him.
with it.
Just be like,
Just, hey man, can I have that?
So he sees you eyeing the bracers, and you swing. You're gonna swing at the bracers. He's like, no, those are mine. Keep your hands off.
Those aren't yours, bud.
He looks affronted by the very statement.
Well, they're not technically yours.
They're technically mine.
He came into them fair and square.
There's actually an engraving an alien on the
Right.
inside that says
Is
Matashtai.
Matt's, right? All right,
But it's an
Matashtai,
alien.
You're up. Are you swinging at him?
Yeah, I'm swinging at that
Okay,
arm. I'm trying to
swinging
I'm
at the
trying to take that arm.
arms. Called shot. Swinging at the arms. Go ahead and roll
Can I
your.
swing Tanbakiri while I'm grappling? I don't think I can do that.
I mean, you can basically like grab him right with one hand, pull out
All right,
Tanbakiri,
I
and
hold
start
Tanbakiri
stabbing at
real
the fucking.
close up to the blade. And I'm just
Absolutely.
like carving at it.
100%.
All right. For posterity, I'm doing it one-handed.
One-handed. Hell yeah. A 32, a natural 20 will hit. Absolutely. He sees you kind of like getting close, like you do the toss thing where you have the spear where you normally would hold it, and you kind of like have like and like grab it closer, right towards the blade, and then you lean in, and he just like, oh fuck. And you start to saw into his arm. 19 damage is a chunk of damage, but this is a creature of undeath that is using animating magics to keep many undead creatures together and animate. You're gonna have to deal a bit more to cut an arm off.
I'm gonna attempt to stun him with that as well.
Ooh, okay. 17, 22. Not this time around, baby.
Fun. That's fun. I continue to slash at his arm.
Okay. A 26 will hit, right? His arm has an increased AC from his 19 AC, but not that fucking high. So 26 still hits. Another 8 damage.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Um,
Arm is still
And
attached,
then-
but you are starting to sever. You've basically cut through the meat of the arm, but now you're trying to break through the bone.
oh yeah, the meat.
oh, well, perfect. I then use my unarmed strike.
It's almost
Trying to
like I
cut his
knew what
bone.
was coming next, and I was like, he can't really cut anymore, can he?
Well, I was just gonna dig my fingers into his flesh and just rip.
God. Oh my goodness. I think Melina after that would just be like, no. When you start
We-
cutting
we
people
don't
with
do
your
that
knife
here.
hands, no.
This is
Unacceptable.
not how things are done, Matthew. Instant fail.
All right.
Fucking knife hands. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna bop him in the bone.
29 absolutely hits. His AC is a 21 while you're targeting this specific scenario. So you are blowing it out of the water right now. Another 9 damage. You hear a crunch, and it kind of like you hear breaking, but it's still attached. And he's looking at you like, "Will you stop that? These are important."
And then I 1-inch punch him.
23 hits. Beats a 21. Absolutely. Another 11 damage. You hear him shriek. And the bone crunches, and the arm is basically severed. There's basically arcane energy holding this arm together at this point. You're a few points off of ripping this arm off of his body. But you can see, right? Like, you can tell Ashes is up there too, right? Like, you both realize other people might not be able to, depending on how far away they are, but, like, you can see what's going on. You're close. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
Nope. That's all I got for now.
Fantabulous. We've got ghouls. This ghoul tries to claw Mossy. A 16 does not hit. This ghoul tries to claw Mossy. A 17 does not hit. And then it's Mossy.
Just for clarity, just so I want to make sure you don't forget, is there anything that I'm having to do or he's having to do to stay grappled up in the air right now? Because I didn't have to do anything on that turn.
Once you have grappled a creature, technically the grapple remains until that creature breaks the grapple.
True.
To my understanding.
So, like, he has to make an action to do so?
He has to do something to get out of your grapple.
Okay.
And last turn he was stunned, so he didn't have an opportunity to do anything. He was gonna try, but he didn't get the chance.
That's fair, that's fair.
Alright, the old moss covered rock near stream. He's going to go ahead and hold on. How's the light in this room?
I don't think there is light in the room.
Oh, there is no light.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the moss-covered rock near stream is going to stomp his Zorn foot and cast his phantasms.
Oh shit! This never happened. This never used to happen because Matashtai used to have to carry around the light. And then Matashtai started using the dark vision helmet, right? But then you guys were all in like lit areas, so Mossy didn't get a chance to do this. You see Mossy go, and multiple Mossies appear as Mossy invokes the cloaker infected crystal that got fed to him from the 5th level of the dungeon from the Willowwood, right?
Shit.
So Mossy basically casts Mirror Image as a cloaker ability.
Copycat.
Copy Mossy.
I think he did it before you started
Mossy's so
using it.
fucking
No one could
strong.
see him because he was in the wall.
Mossy is strong. It's just Mossy has proclivities that he just won't do certain things, like go in water.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. It makes sense to me.
Anyways, Mossy is mirror imaged.
Now I see his mirror image.
What icon do we want for that? Jake, what icon do you use for mirror image?
I usually just use the color.
Oh, you use the color? What color do you want, Zach?
I don't know. Moss covered?
Okay, he green.
Bring him.
He green. And he's got 3 of those, right? I think that's the cloaker ability, is the same thing as mirror image, pretty much.
3 illusory duplicates, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have put a 3 in his red checkbox just to keep track of how many duplicates he has.
I think it's exactly the same as damn mirror
I'm
image.
pretty sure the cloaker ability is just identical to the mirror image spell.
Yeah.
All right, anything else for your turn? With
I think that's just-
except for the fact that it can't be cast in light.
yeah, I think that's his full-on action.
Yes, that is full on action. Any movement or anything, or is he hanging out?
No, he's hanging out and protecting his good friend.
He's-
Also, per primordial speaking Ezra.
He's the wall. All right, ghouls, go. Both of those ghouls are technically, you guys have drifted down, right? Down to 15 feet in the air. So these ghouls can jump up into the air and snatch at your legs, basically.
Man.
So,
Then he gets messed up.
this ghoul, one ghoul is going to go for Ashes, and the other ghoul is going to go for Matashtai. So, here is one at Ashes. The 15,
Miss.
big
Scoop
miss.
my butt up.
Here's one at Matashtai. A 7, big miss.
Like a
Okay,
freaking cartoon character.
Ezra, you're up. You hear the sounds of battle. You hear this kind of like barking, this chatter back and forth, right? You heard that Matashtai called to focus, like trying to get the bracers off of him, and you've also heard that there's some success with that venture. You round the corner and you see a wall of ghouls that Bones and Mossy are holding back. You see more ghouls underneath this fucking like aerial dance that's going on. And you know from warnings that have been yelled out, right? Like more ghouls are coming up from the corners of the chamber.
Help! Help, Ezra! Help!
What would you like to do?
Hold the line.
All right. What the fuck do I want to do?
He's a cute boy. He's the cutest boy.
Have any of these ghouls taken damage? Do they seem...
Yeah, a number of the ghouls in front of you have taken damage. The top one has chunks blown out of him. The bottom one is barely holding together. There's one underneath the aerial combat that's basically like half fallen apart, right? There's a bunch of ghouls that have been injured across the board.
So I'm gonna move here.
Ooh.
And then I am going to start incanting a lightning bolt.
Okay.
But as I do it, I'm going to Misty Step to move here.
Okay. You Misty
Or
Step.
not Misty Step, Tempestuous
Oh.
Magic.
Gotcha. Okay.
The thing I can move 10 feet without invoking opportunity attacks.
And
Sure.
slide.
And then I
Does
am
that
going
happen
to shoot...
before or after you cast a spell?
It happens at any point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like when he casts.
Fucking real cool then. Hell yeah. That's super
Yeah,
But
dope.
it's only 10 feet. But
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
still
but it-
super dope.
but it
I'm
allows
not
you
just,
to-
yes,
But it allows you
exactly.
to do these repositioning things while you're casting a spell, which is really fucking cool. You know?
And then I'm gonna shoot a lightning bolt up above me to hit all 4 of these boys and apparently the boy in the corner.
Yep, you'll hit 5 of them. Roast those motherfuckers.
Roast him.
Roast them! DC 17 dexterity saving throw. Okay, we're gonna go from bottom to top. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh Lord, they're so
Jeez, dex
dexterous.
saves. Jesus
What
fucking
the
Christ.
fuck?
I'm rolling really well tonight. Look, it doesn't matter. This one had 6 HP. He's fucking roasted regardless. This one did save, so he takes 15. This one saved, he takes another 15. This one saved, he takes another 15. This one fails. He takes the full 31. So, the one, I'll just mark him. I'll just mark him. Because you guys, sometimes you fight things that it's hard to tell. These things, it's not hard to tell because you can see the damage that you're doing to their bodies, and you can see that they're just held together by animation, right? So this one, and the one all the way to the north are barely fucking holding it together now. And then the one in the middle, the one next to Mossy, was at full HP, so took 15 and is still okay.
And then I run back to that spot and end my turn.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Gotcha. Okay.
15.
You actually see, you don't see this, Ezra. You're fucking occupied, right? But Ashes and Matashtai, you see this creature, aghast, right? His attention is momentarily drawn by the lightning bolt that shoots across the room, and he looks over and he says, "Oh, that would be so very nice. Please, can I have him, please?" And he looks at both of you while he's saying that. And then it is this ghoul's turn. He's dead, so I guess it's not his turn. It is turn 4, and we get to add a bunch of ghouls to the turn tracker. Hella, someone is going real quick.
Someone.
All right. Top of the round, Aghast is up first. Aghast, the Stitcher. And he's not fucking stunned this time. Thank you, Matashtai. He looks at you, and you have severed, right, his right arm, and it's just being held together by energy, right? Like arcane energy. And now you see, as it comes back to his turn, you see some of the tendrils creep up and over his shoulder and down to the severed piece of flesh and try, like you see 2 or 3 of them, start to try to pull it back as if they're trying to stitch the flesh back together. And he looks at you and he says, "Oh, I do like you, but you're a problem." And he is going to now try to use a Stitcher attack against you. So, bloop, that is a 26.
Yeah, that'll stitch me.
You see some of these tendrils shoot out of the bracer, down, up, hit you in the back, and you're kind of like slammed up against him. You take 7 force damage, and then you feel them wrap around you, and now you are grappled and restrained. And you see he's trying to kind of like pull you off of him, but now we're in these kind of like opposed grapples scenarios. So that is one of his situations. The other thing that he's going to do is he's going to swipe out with his other hand against Ashes. He's going to make a claw attack against Ashes. That is an 18. That is a miss. And then you see him kind of like open his maw, and you see again these plaque-covered fangs. And he breathes in deeply, and you see the fangs grow longer in his mouth, just rows of kind of like almost shark teeth. And he tries to chomp down on your shoulder, Matashtai.
I don't like that at all.
Okay.
I headbutt him in the teeth.
I'm rolling great for all the fucking ghouls, but I'm not rolling great for the boss. This is the trade-off right here. This is the trade-off.
I break his front teeth.
Yeah, and so he goes, ah, and he rears back to bite you, and you intercept him and just boom, headbutt him in the fucking mouth, right? And he's just like, ah. That is his I say that is his turn, but actually,
Little piece of physiology, in case you guys didn't know. Kalashtar have metal skulls.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. Secondary question: Ashes, are you immune to poison?
I am resistant. I am resistant
I
to
need
the damage
you to roll
as well as the save.
I need you to roll me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw at advantage.
I'm sorry. Constitution?
Yes, DC 15 con save at advantage.
Save.
Okay, you do save. So you also get hit with that putrid stench as you clamber onto his body. And you see, after this exchange with Matashtai... undo. After this exchange with Matashtai, you see the tendrils begin to move, and he moves you both through the air
Oh shit!
back towards the back of the chamber, away from your allies as you're grappled onto him. I will say this: if you want, you could use your reactions to let go and drop, except for Matashtai, because Matashtai is currently grappled by the Stitcher.
Absolutely not.
So I didn't assume that you would want to, but that is an option. But he's basically like he is using this wall of ghouls to now separate you from your allies, and is now fighting you in the air, basically. But he's listing, right? Like he's slowly floating downwards. That is his turn. And it's gonna ooh. That is not the end of his turn. As he ends his turn, you see he takes a stance where one gauntlet is down, tendrils rooted into the ground, holding all of you aloft, right? And another gauntlet's tendrils shoot out, and they begin to interpose themselves in front of your weapon arms, right? In front of Matashtai, or I say your weapon arms. Ashes, they begin to interpose themselves in front of your hand holding Zalara. Matashtai, they interpose themselves in front of all of your body, because all of your body is a weapon. As he is taking the dodge action, bonus action again. So, that is his turn. This guy is going to run down, is going to pop over here, and is going to attack Mossy. So, does he roll for the mirror images first, or does he roll to hit first?
I got you.
I think it's just mirror image.
Yeah, I think it's...
Targets his arm with an attack or harmless while
Roll me a d20. 6 or higher.
Me?
Yeah, you roll me a d20. If you get a 6 or higher, it goes at an image.
Okay.
Okay, goes at an image. This is a 12.
Yeah, you still... Yeah, you gotta hit his AC still.
Do you have to hit his AC, or do you have to hit the modified AC?
A duplicate has the Zorn's AC and uses its saving throws.
Okay, gotcha. So that is a miss.
He's got a better version.
He's got whatever the cloaker version is, I believe.
Oh, I didn't put this in here, so you put it in here. That's all I know.
Yeah, the duplicate has the cloaker's AC and uses its saving throws. Yeah.
Fine, okay. All
right, cool.
So y'all can make sure I'm right.
You're correct. Absolutely. So that is a miss. It would have been a miss anyways. And then Bones, you're up.
Oh, it's me. It's all Bones.
You can see this creature tendriling across the ground as it carries your allies further into the darkness.
All right, well, I don't really have a way to help that, so...
You also see that most of the ghouls in front of you are barely hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go to attacking here. Barely hanging on for dear life. And the little heart means bloodied, is that right?
Little heart means bloodied, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one in front of Mossy first.
Okay.
17.
Easily a hit.
Snake.
Drops.
Okay, wail to the one south of this one in front of me.
Ooh, 18. That's a high whale. Holy shit. Nice. That high of a whale does kill that ghoul. Finishes off with the lightning bolt started. Hell yeah.
Offhand, yeah, fuck it. Offhand sharpshooter wins by to the one catty corner to Mossy.
Okay. Drops that one as well. So in rapid succession, like Ezrah, tempestuous magic, lightning rips across, and then Bones basically does the like thing where he just throws out multiple daggers and two targets drop. Whale slams into another one, drops that one as well. And you can see you have slaughtered this wave just in time for a new wave to rise out of the piles of bodies and start to rush into combat.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna take a step forward. I don't want to get caught in the doorway again.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Ghouls. This ghoul is close enough, and they have a one-track mind. It's going to run forward, and it's going to jump up into the air and slash at Ash's legs. 23. Ashes, you feel claws dig into your calves for 4 slashing damage because they are non-magical. And I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw from you for the paralysis.
All right, here we go. This would be my first opportunity to actually land. Oh, that's initiative. Ignore that. Sorry.
Belay that.
Yep.
Belay.
Where is it? Oh, a critical success.
Easy peasy. If you remember, I will give you advantage on your next one, okay? But I'm not remembering.
Okay, good. Yep. Well, then it might not exist.
This one runs and does the same damn thing to you. 11,
Miss.
That's a miss. This one is dead. This one is dead. And Ashes, It's your turn.
Here I go. I finally get to try to maybe hurt this guy.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Okay, so what are you doing? Are you just attacking this guy, or are you trying to do like Matashtai is and focus on an arm?
Yeah, I'm going to try to focus, and I know he took the dodge action, so it's going to be a disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, I think I'm just going to go for it.
Is it though? Because he's also grappled, which gives advantage.
Grapple doesn't give advantage. Restrained gives advantage. Grapple just moves your movement down to 0. And since this guy isn't moving with his own movement, you basically all a grapple does for you guys is keep you attached to him.
But are we flanking?
You're not technically. You know what? I will say this.
Just had to ask.
No. That's fair. That's fair. I will say this is because this is basically like an acrobatic feat in the air. I will allow you to roll a DC 15 acrobatics check. If you beat that, then you are currently flanking.
Okay.
You'll have to do that each turn to maintain the flanking, basically. Because it's so awkward. Normally, flanking is about 2 proficient fighters being on either side of a creature and being able to threaten them and work together. You're both kind of like hanging on for dear life up in the air, so it's very awkward. So in this particular case, no, you are not flanking him.
18.
18 does not hit. Doesn't hit his normal AC and does not hit the advanced target arm AC.
Okay, target arm again. 25.
25 definitely fucking does it. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so I want to land this hit.
Yeah.
Right, and then I'm going to immediately brand of tethering this guy.
Ooh.
So I'll just put this up here. And so whenever I did brand of castigation, I always said like the brand like almost like a tooth shape, like a very crude tooth shape, you know, because of the order, right?
Sure.
Now that this skill has been upgraded, I would like to say that the brand is a little bit more intricate, and instead looks like either an approximation of one of the runes along Zalara's blade, or maybe just one of them in general.
It could be identical to any of the runes along Zalara's blade. You could pick if you wanted to.
Yeah. So
do you
anyway,
have the list of names of the runes that you have active currently?
I do.
So
It's
yeah, you could absolutely, if you want like a specific design, you could use the name and say that it looks like X. That is perfectly up to you.
Indara, Maria, Etsui, Alde, Iluna.
All Day Aluna. That's my favorite.
All day.
Mhm.
Okay,
All
so
day.
now he's branded.
Okay. What does
And-
this brand actually do?
Okay, so the important stuff is if this guy deals damage to me or an ally within 5 feet,
Takes
he
psychic
will
damage.
take 8 damage.
Cool.
Additionally, he cannot dash.
Ooh.
If he attempts to teleport, he takes 46 psychic damage and must make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failure, the TP fails.
Gotcha. All right. Fantabulous.
That's the two important things.
Okay. So that was 2 attacks with Zalara. You still technically have a third one, but before you go to make that third one, as the first one misses, right? Like those tendrils that interpose themselves foul your swing, right? Like you go to hack at the arm, and you actually feel the tendrils push your arm out of the way. You twist, come up, slash upwards, and as you do, the Zalara, you're almost unsure for a moment whether or not you were successful, because Zalara passes right through the space at which Matashtai had rended the flesh and broken the bone. So it's almost as if you hit nothing. But then you see the tendrils that had been pulling the arm back together. You've actually cut through those, and the arm severs, and for a second it floats in the air as the tendrils attached to the bracer hold it aloft, and then a moment passes and the tendrils into the bracer itself, and the whole arm and bracer falls to the ground and clatters. And now Aghast screams, right, in pain. It's like, you bastards! And is now one-armed.
Does that do anything to his floating capability?
He drops down another 5 feet immediately.
Okay, all right, cool.
And you realize he's not going to be able to maintain this with the weight of both of you on one tendril.
Does the chain, the bottom of the chain that I climbed up, does it touch the floor and potentially attach?
It does touch the floor, or it could touch the floor, but if you recall, the chain only attaches, the second end only attaches if it's connected to a like material. So
Gotcha.
you would need, currently it's attached to the bronze of the bracer. Actually, roll me a 1d2. On a 1,
Which
it is.
bracer were
On a
you on?
Yeah, on a 1 it is, on a 2 it's not. A 2 it's not. Okay, so it's attached to the arm that he still has.
Okay. So it fell.
Yeah, no, the end that is attached to the arm that he is still attached to his body. The one that fell is the one that isn't attached. You would need to attach this to another piece of bronze for it to activate and hold, right? Like do its magnetic holding.
Okay. All right.
But you still have an attack. You still have you still have a bonus action which you could use to attack if you wanted to.
That's it. All right. How was he holding on to Matt? Would that arm have affected that?
I'm gonna say no in this instance. He's a pretty intelligent creature, and Matashtai had already started attacking that arm. He would have used his other arm to try to restrain Matashtai. So Matashtai is currently being restrained by the arm that is still attached to his body.
Okay. Well, then I guess the best thing I could do is start hacking at the other one.
Alrighty, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Here we go. Disadvantage. It's still disadvantage?
It is still disadvantage, yes.
That's a critical failure.
That is. Please roll me a confirmation. Oh no. You swing Zalara up. It severs the arm. A gas screeches out. You bastards! And then he whirls his gaze towards you, and you rear back, swing towards his other arm. You see tendrils shoot up from under you, from the flank where you weren't looking. They catch your arm and they hit it with such force that Zalara is jolted out of your grasp and directly into the grasp of the tendrils. And this creature looks at you, now holding Zalara in its tendrils, and says, "Now I've got the pretty sword."
Fucker.
That also means that my right drops because I let go of the weapon.
That is true. It does drop because you let go of your weapon. That's an additional punishment. How dare you roll a 5?
That'll
twice.
be in turn. God.
Yeah, you.
Or a 1, rather. Anyways, Matashtai, you're up. You watch as Ashes severs the arm that you had been working on. Great success. And then you watch as Ashes is relieved of his weapon. Not great. Things are still very topsy-turvy, and you feel tendrils have wrapped themselves around your shoulders, around your arms, around your torso, and around your knees, right? And are holding you at bay, restraining you at this point. And you see, you're not sure if it's sweat, right? But you see, right, like you there's that crack in Agast's forehead, the ichor kind of like dripping down his face. It's pulsing, right? Like it's oozing down his face now. And you see what looks like perspiration across his brow. Like, this is strenuous activity. He cannot keep this up. He's using, and now out of just one hand, he's using tendrils to hold himself aloft, tendrils to impose against both of you, tendrils to restrain you, and tendrils to rip away Ash's weapon. And you realize there's no way that he can keep doing this. So, in this instance, you are restrained, but you know you have advantage to free yourself from this restraint if you decide to do that.
Okay, I would like to do so.
Okay. That's a grapple check, basically. It does take your action as a reminder to do something like that. But it's up to you.
That's fine.
Okay. Then you...
So is it acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics or athletics at advantage.
Blammo.
25. The DC, the escape DC is an 18. So you are good to go. You rip some of the tendrils aside, and you realize, right, like they're interacting with your body, so they are now corporeal. As you grab for some of them, you do see they try to like blip out of your reach, like reactively, just trying to not be interacted with, like when Ashes had charged into them. But there's so many of them holding you that you just have to keep ripping, and you're able to kind of like pull at them enough. Agast is not able to concentrate on so many things at once in order to keep them from resisting your pull, basically, right? So you are able to free yourself. You are no longer restrained. Anything else you want to do?
Let me double check. I don't think there is anything I can really do. I mean, Can I dodge while grappling?
Absolutely, you could key point dodge. He's dodging.
I'm
the Han
dodging
Solo
that.
thing,
100%.
the Han Solo dodging Greedo shot.
So as odd as it is, right? Like there's an initial reaction where Matashtai is like, "Can I even?" And as Matashtai is thinking about that, right? Like still holding on, you see out of the other, like you're holding on with like your left arm, right? Are you left-handed or right-handed, actually? Or are you ambidextrous?
Right-handed.
Huh?
Generally right hand dominant.
Okay, so I'm saying you're holding on with your left arm, right, or left hand, so you can use your right hand to do most things, right? As you're holding on with your left, you see reaching out from your body is Valena's bluish arm grabbing onto the other side, which allows you freedom to switch back and forth in this dodging motion to give you more mobility, right?
Ooh, you got a
so,
ghost arm? Dang,
so
is it
yeah, he has a
amazing?
ghost arm right now. That's him
Yeah.
taking the dodge action.
I'm now also an astral monk.
Hell fucking yeah. All right.
I love Astro.
That's
so
the
cool.
end of Matashtai's turn. We got a ghoul. This ghoul is dead. We got another ghoul. This ghoul is dead. We got another ghoul. I'm gonna start deleting some ghouls because they all over the place.
Yes, they are.
This ghoul is gonna. Ooh, how far is that? Yeah, this ghoul is gonna run up. He's gonna A 1 will be Bones, and a 2 will be Mossy. That's a 2. Please roll me Mossy's thing. Doesn't matter, it doesn't hit anyways. Don't roll Mossy's thing.
I'm not rolling Mossy's thing. I refuse.
And it's
to...
Mossy's turn.
Okay, Mossy gonna finish off the man in the north of him. With his claws first. Claw. You let me know when to stop, Claw.
Oh shit, who are you attacking? The north one?
The north one first.
North one dies on the first claw.
Okay, well then the second claw goes to the rest goes to the guy in front of him.
Okay. -5, that's a hit. -5, that's a hit. -12, that's a hit. Yeah. Mossy, one hooked claw, takes the jugular.
The bite hits him. The bite shouldn't hit. It's a
Oh, the
9.
bite does not hit. Sorry, you're correct.
Yeah.
I went into assumption mode. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Mossy and his little cohort go. Hoo, 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 hoo.
Awesome. Mossy rips the head off of the first ghoul and then starts to rip into the second ghoul and then shifts around, trying to gain more purchase in the coming combat, which is good because we got more ghouls that are going to do more shit.
Oh no, that's why he's moving forward.
This ghoul runs towards you, Ashes, and does not have to jump because you guys are barely hovering in the air at this point.
Well, that's a problem.
Right? It's going to swing. That's a big
Yes.
miss, though, so it doesn't matter. This ghoul is going to run forward, and it is going to... 1 is Bones, 2 is Ezrah. That's a 2. It goes for Ezrah. Swings with the claws, 20 Ezrah.
Well, I have to take it.
All right, 5 damage goes to the Ezrah, and I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw for paralysis. This one... Ooh, oh, God.
You said
This one's going to
con save?
run... Yes. Constitution saving throw. Ooh,
That was a
blow it out of the park.
26 Save.
20-fucking-6. Holy shit. This one runs at Ash's claws, misses. This one is equidistance, it looks like. 20. It is equidistant, so 1 is Matashtai and 2 is Mossy. It goes for the Moss. Moss pulling the aggro. Fuck yeah. It swings. That is a 14. Doesn't hit. Doesn't matter. So don't bother rolling the image. This one runs for Bones. It swings, and that is a 22 to hit against Bones.
That's okay. Yeah, fucking.
So
uncanny
the
dodge.
swarm begins to this second swarm begins to flood against you guys. And Bones, you take a. Are you uncanny dodging this one?
Yeah, uncanny
Okay,
dodge.
so you take another 4 damage, and please roll me a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. You are great. That was a fucking good roll. Holy shit. Okay, and this one is definitely closer to Mossy, so he's going to go for Mossy, and he swings. A 23 will hit. We need to see if that hits a image or if it hits Mossy.
I rolled a 1d6. Just a minute.
Not that. Incorrect.
Is it 6 or above, or is it above a 6?
I believe it's a 6 or above, right?
I don't know.
I think that's if we go to the phantasms. Yeah, 6 or higher with 3 duplicates. So it hits a duplicate, 1 duplicate destroyed. Mossy is down to 2 duplicates.
No, Mossy! Actually,
Mossy!
you're right. It's fine.
All right, that goal is done. Ezra, the swarm is real, and your allies, you can hear them fighting, but they are out, like you can just barely make out Matashtai, but they are mostly out of your vision range. They don't seem to be dying, but they do seem to be continuing the fight. But you and Bones and Mossy you're killing these things left and right, but they keep coming.
Alright, fuck it, why not?
Ooh.
Seeing this shit getting overwhelming. Ezra is going to do something he has not done before. As he channels thunderous energy mixed with a little bit of what someone might call holy magic.
What? What?
As he does a destructive wave.
Squeeze me? Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 5d6 thunder damage, as well as 5d6 radiant or necrotic damage, your choice, and be knocked prone. A creature that succeeds takes half and isn't knocked prone. Oh shit, so you're targeting all of these ghouls in range?
Everything except for Bones and Mossy.
This one auto dies. It cannot possibly save. Top to bottom, left to right. Constitution saving throw? Oh, that's not going to be good.
Well, they were good at fucking dexterity.
Yeah,
so...
they actually have a +5 to dexterity. They have a +2 to con. That one succeeded. That one failed. That one failed. And that one failed. More what I expected. Okay, so...
What's this spell? Wave of Destruction?
Destruction Wave.
Destructive Wave.
Oh, that's cool. What level spell's that?
5th level.
Damn, neat.
Yeah. So, thunder damage. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Radiant damage. Oh, gotcha. Fantastic. That one had 24 health, that one had 24 health, that one had 24 health, that one had 14 health. Meaning, since the radiant damage is doubled, they all just disintegrate.
Yeah!
So every fucking ghoul that you hit, all 5 of them, the first one, you hear this thunderclap go boom, right? The first one is just obliterated immediately. The other 4, right, like they all withstand the thunderclap, and then there's just this kind of like radiant energy that blossoms out of Ezra in the wake of this thunderclap. Rushes past Bones, rushes past Mossy, and as it touches onto the ghouls, you see it touches their skin, and they all kind of like shriek, but it's so fast that their shriek goes, and it's wordless immediately or soundless immediately afterwards, right? As their bodies are disintegrated by the radiant energy.
You'll get put in your pen. Do not bite me.
Don't put me in the
Yeah,
pen, Papa.
yeah, ghouls. You're gonna get put in the pen.
Don't put me in the pin, Papa. Anything else for your turn? You have obliterated those ghouls. As that happens, I will say this: you hear the creature that Matashtai and Ashes are fighting. You hear it shriek out, "My pets! You'll pay for that! Come, my minions! Come to your master!" And you do see the piles of bodies begin to writhe once more.
The entire room nuts to butts. Ghouls.
I take a step back.
All right,
Enemy pen.
end of the turn. All right. That is the start of the next turn. This is where you see the piles of bodies begin to rise. This is the second time you've seen this, right? You know, next turn, probably, ghouls will arrive. And the turn after that, they will be rushing towards you. So you have kind of like a 2-turn window to make some shit happen. But before you try to make some shit happen, Aghast gets to go. And Aghast is now listing in the air. The Aghast the Stitcher. The tendrils that are holding him aloft, you see more of them start to shoot up into the air to try to assist him in the things that he is doing. Right now that he only has one of the bracers, and you see he just has less tendrils trying to hold him up. You both float down. All three of you float down until you're barely 5 feet up in the air. Right. Easily in range for every ghoul that's fucking just chomping at the bit here, right?
Oh, I love where I am.
Yeah, right.
Right. He looks at each of you and he says, "This is not going how it's supposed to go. I wish you just left like the others did." And he kind of like swings his arm towards the north wall. And this is the first time, Matashtai, Ashes, that you notice this, right? Because you've been
use my reaction.
You've been so occupied. What are you doing?
I want to see him swing that arm and try to gesture. I want to step on the chain.
No. It's not. You can, but it's not enough of emotion to really matter. Especially now that you guys have dropped another 5 feet, because you're actually really close to the ground at this point. Yeah. But he swings his arm and he gestures towards the north wall, and it's the first time in this moment, right, since someone is specifically pointing it out, that you two notice it because you've been distracted by the fight. But there is an archway built into the northern wall. And he looks at you and says, "Why don't you just go? Leave here!" And he is going to, again, try to Stitcher Matashtai. So, this is going to be at disadvantage now because of the damage that he has taken, the fact that he is down to one arm, and the multitude of differing things that he's trying to do with the tendrils. So this is going to be at disadvantage. It's an 11. God damn it. Ah, damn it. You see that you feel the tendrils try to like snake up your body, and you kick them off, rip them off. You see Valena kind of like shunt out of your body and like swipe at some of them, and you see them flee from the spectral arm of Valena. And he growls, and again he tries to back swipe at Ashes with a claw. That is a 20.
21.
Oh, damn it. Okay. And then he will try to bite at Matashtai again at disadvantage. 13. Rolled really well on the non-disadvantage side of these things. Sadness Hero. Poor Aghast is not having a great day. He looks at you all, right? And he's just like, "I don't want any more of this. Please, just go." Then he is going to take his bonus action to dodge again. So the reason why he has disadvantage on his attacks is because he is using more of the tendrils to try to defend himself with this dodge action. So that is his turn. This ghoul is dead, and Bones, you are up.
Okay.
All of the ghouls around you have been destroyed, disintegrated by this radiant energy. I see that. Look at his face. Look at that face. It'd be funny if he is like, ah.
It's time for NIGHT, don't say the words.
Interesting.
It's one of his trigger phrases.
Yeah, dogs are notorious
so if
for
I
that.
say it over the speakers, then we can...
Mitch,
Mitch,
You
as
don't
a
have to
dog
go
owner
to
yourself,
D&D.
how
What will
dare
happen?
you?
There's a reason I wear headphones.
I will have to go and put him to B&D.
Dude,
Okay.
that pause, that Mitch, that was so legit.
I mean, it is what it is. I will just have to get up. Okay, so I assume we're not letting him go, right?
Murderer's ass.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Which one is he? The one in between y'all? The one that looks different?
Yes.
No, he's the one that matches all the other ghouls.
Alright, there's no need to be catty.
Cat. I mean, you're the catty one, right?
Hattie.
That's
Hattie.
31 absolutely hits. Yes, 100%. You do see as the serpent's fang hurtles through the air. You see, aghast, at the last second, you see tendrils shoot up out of the air and try to grasp the dagger midair as it attempts to deflect missiles from Bones' attack. Right? It is gonna be 26. It reduces the
Wow.
damage by 26.
Okay, well, I assume that's before my sneak attack, so I guess...
No.
it's
That's
before-
including the sneak attack. It's all your sneak attack is layered onto the base damage of your thing, so it's all one lump sum.
Oh,
So
Okay.
29 is, what is that? 32 plus 4 is 36. So you deal 10 damage with that blow.
okay. Sharpshooter.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't roll
okay.
sharpshooter, but fucking
here's
marvel
the
shot
downside.
that.
I did forget about this. I say this.
I clicked the wrong button, just so everyone's aware.
Sure. He had taken the dodge action. However,
Okay.
well,
I can click the right button.
because he was grappled in the air, he has two people on him. What I'm going to say is rather than giving you disadvantage on the attack, it's going to impose a penalty, right? But a 31 is way above any penalty that would be imposed, right?
No, it wouldn't be 31.
Well, I'm saying for the first attack. I'm not saying for the second attack. I'm saying just for the first
okay.
attack.
Yeah.
So the second attack, he's gonna
Okay,
have
let me just re-roll the second one, like with the actual button.
absolutely.
Correct. And this is at disadvantage, you said?
No, not at disadvantage. He's gonna have a +3 to his AC.
Okay, I'll just click the right button. We'll see what
So he's gonna have a 20. Ooh,
Right,
yeah.
that's a fail.
Yay! Please roll me that critical confirm. Please throw a dagger into Matashtai's back.
Yep, sure did.
Yep, absolutely. Matashtai, would you
I
like
use my
to...
reaction to
I was
deflect
gonna say,
this.
would you like to use your reaction to deflect missiles?
I would like to do that.
Absolutely. I love this. I actually think what happens is you are completely occupied by this fucking fight with this creature, right? Like you're livid, you're fighting with ashes, trying to take this thing down. You are not paying attention to Bones behind you, even as the first dagger flies through the air and takes this thing in the chest, right? You see tendrils whoosh, kind of like try to pull the dagger away, but the momentum hits it in the chest. But you're not paying attention for the second dagger that hurtles and goes off course at your back. But that's okay, because Valena has your back. Bones, you watch as a spectral blue hand shoots out of Matashtai's back and catches your dagger midair.
Yes, I can.
Can I deflect the missile with a key point?
I mean, if that's you can throw it at a different enemy, right?
Hold on. I think the wording might be back at the.
If you have to throw it back, you could throw it back at him, but it's kind of a dick
Hold on.
move.
You can catch them if you hold in one hand, at least have one hand free. You can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with a weapon or piece of ammunition you caught.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so because it's the idea like you're in a barroom fight or you're like in a assassins are after you. One pulls a crossbow and shoots a crossbow bolt at you. It doesn't. You can catch that out of the air and then throw it at another person across the room, right? Like that's monk shit, right? Like,
all right.
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna try and whip the dag at him point blank, I guess.
Now I do think that'll
be disadvantage.
That will impose disadvantage, which you already have because he's dodging, right? Like in theory. So
dag stab.
A 16's a miss, right? Like you catch Bones' dagger, you see the arm kind of like goes up your back into your shoulder, and then throws it at his face, and he just kind of like to the side, and it like goes wide before disappearing and reappearing back in Bones'
in my mind,
bracer.
let's go. Nice try, Valena. Nice try.
I mean, it's pretty good. Cool. Bones, that was your offhand. Anything else for your turn?
That's what I can do.
Hell yeah. All right. We got Ghoul 1 is attacking Ashes. Ashes, you are low enough at the ground to where they are not having to jump, which means you have people surrounding you. These are at advantage. So,
They are.
Claw at advantage. Whoop. 21?
Wow, that's unfortunate. I will use my reaction to bump my AC up.
22.
So, I no longer have a reaction.
Doesn't hit. All right. Next Ghoul also has advantage. 13.
Miss.
Big miss. Ashes, you realize this might be a bit of a problem.
Start to go
but
south a little bit.
what do you want to do?
Down the boss.
Down the boss.
All the odds will stop if we get rid of the source. I will no longer be aiming at the hand. I just want to get.
You just want to wail on him? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Acrobatics check to see if you are at disadvantage or if you're flanking, right?
Yeah.
So DC 15 acrobatics check.
That's another failure.
Failure.
Surprisingly,
you are not flanking. He is dodging. You have disadvantage on these attacks.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, 25.
25 doesn't fucking matter. Smashes the shit out of it. Beat the crap out of this guy.
So that's 19.
Yep.
Unless he has any kind of
Absolutely.
resistances.
Nope. Will you stop it? Just go like the others did.
I keep swinging. Another 20.
25 hits. Yeah, absolutely. Another 20 damage.
It's going pretty good. But I said something, so 16.
16. Goose egg. Big miss. Big miss. All right.
How you get your sword back?
Huh?
What?
You heard me. How you get your sword back?
Oh, shit.
Oh, right.
Oh, shit.
You don't have your
we gotta
sword.
reverse that.
That's a good point. Yep. Thank you
so
for
those would've
keeping
been claws
us
instead.
honest. Okay. So roll me some claw damage.
All right. Here, let me just get claw on the board.
Because, so, a 25 still would have hit both times.
Okay. So here is what the damage would have been instead with the claw. 19.
Actually, the same damage the first time around.
Yep.
And one more
less.
damage the second time around.
Oh, one more.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
What?
No, I mean, it was a good catch. It was
He
absolutely
actually
a good
did
catch.
more damage that time.
Look. It is what it is, you know?
Yeah. No.
All right, fair enough. You still missed the third attack. Get out of here.
Yep. Just,
Okay.
in turn.
All
Now
right.
I've got like both claws in. I'm kind of like looking around at the fucking ghouls.
I'll be back
Matashtai.
in a second. He's upset. I gotta take him to bed.
Okay, sounds good.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Matashtai, he looks at you and he says, "Go, follow those drow. Yeah, they
Wow,
weren't long
where?
before you. Go! Just get out of here!
Well, I don't want the drow. And then I start pummeling his face.
Alright. Sounds good.
Speed bag.
This is again, roll me an acrobatics check, DC 15.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You are now flanking. So he would be dodging, so these are at normal rather than at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Cool. Bombicari.
18 does miss. His AC is a 19.
Bombicari.
That's a hit.
I try to stun.
Ooh, 11 damage. He dodges, like, he doesn't dodge out of the way. You see the tendrils push Tom Bakiri out of the way for the first hit. The second one, like, you see tendrils shoot up to try to, like, intercept, and you pierce past them into his chest. And he is going to roll con 7 versus your 17. That is a 17. He makes it. Beats it. He doesn't have disadvantage. Sorry, I just had that turned on. So he is not stunned. But he does take the 11 damage, and you before you rip the point out of Tom Bakiri, he looks at you and he goes, it's been the worst day, and I hate you.
Well, okay, cool. I headbutt him again.
Okay. 22 hits.
Ocho.
You crack once more, right? Like, you started the fight by headbutting him, right? And now you headbutt him once more, and you hear just this horrendous kind of like this smash, and then this sucking sound, and then this kind of like as you see a big portion of his frontal, like his forehead, right, like crack open and fall away as you slam your head into it. And you see not a brain, but just goop begin to kind of like drip out. Black goop drip out,
baby.
flowing down over his face as you and Ashes list down the last 5 feet to the ground. Ashes surrounded by ghouls at this point. And you see this guy's legs touch the ground, and he still has his one arm with the bracer, kind of like up like this. Neither of you really grappling him at this point. And he just looks at you with one eye, and he goes, "You are pretty cool." And then he
smell
drops.
like shit.
Damn,
He
are
just-
we the bad guys?
he-
I
he-
like
Yeah,
them.
he complimented me as he died.
The tendrils back into the bracers. He drops to the ground, dead. A heartbeat later, the ghouls surrounding Ashes all drop to the ground as well.
Where's Lalara? Is she like?
She was floating in the air, held aloft by one of the tendrils. The decay of the tendrils is slow enough that I think you could just snatch her out of the air as she begins to drift downwards to the ground.
Yep.
Right? The ghouls around you all drop. Right? Like, they convulse for a moment as the necromantic energy that had kept them alive begins to rip out of their bodies with their master's death. And then you see the writhing underneath the corpse piles in the corners of the chamber slow and then subside entirely. And that's it.
Did we kill this guy just because he had something Matt wanted?
Yep. Also, he wanted to use our bodies.
I
He
mean,
didn't say for what though. It could have been fun stuff.
could have been fun stuff.
I mean, he's still warm. You do what you gotta do.
Oh, fuck. Okay. That's a thing. In the aftermath of this battle, oh, I'm gonna play the truffle shuffle. Where I bounce back and forth between the capture service until it decides to not crash.
Also, when Zach was like, "You don't have Zalara," and I was like, "All right, we'll re-roll the damage." I didn't have a write up either. Because I didn't rewrite.
It wouldn't have mattered that much.
Okay. I didn't uncheck the fucking global. I swear to God.
It would not have mattered that much. I think we were perfectly fine.
Wow,
So,
unacceptable behavior.
in the aftermath, the ghouls crash to the ground. The necromantic energies animating them gone. Right? This creature, right, who you see is now that you have a second, like a fucking moment to breathe with shit not running at you, tendrils not shooting out of the fucking like sky at you, etc., etc. You see this thing is covered in he has this big belt, like utility belt, and there's a bunch of different like items in it. There's thread, needles, like differing colors of threads, little various kind of scissors and saws and things like that. As if he is some sort of like weaver or seamstress. And he looks almost calm, almost relaxed in the brutally bloodied and hacked kind of pose that he has drifted down into the ground or onto the ground. One arm still has the bracer attached to it. The other arm nearby on the ground still has the bracer attached to it. And you all are now left in this chamber, a moment to breathe, still surrounded by the multitude of corpses, not just the ghouls that you have defeated, but just the sheer dozens, if not hundreds, of bodies in this room, right? And there is the stench of decay, you realize here, but it's covered relatively. It's not horrendous. The horrendous stench is coming from this creature. But then again, now as it had pointed out to you, it had insisted to you repeatedly, and now that you're just not, focused on the combat and survival, you do see, aside from the bodies, aside from the trestle tables of hacksaws and syringes and etc., you see standing on the north wall an archway, a portal.
Interesting.
The
What does it look like?
What do you guys want to
Yeah,
do?
what does it look like?
Oh, what does it look like?
I commence gathering up the bracers while we examine the archway.
You commence it easy enough. You walk on over to investigate this portal. You see, right? This is built into the stone frame, is a tall oval mirror. And carved into its frame are dozens of lidless eyes with the following phrase: "The gate cannot hide from those it cannot see."
Oh,
All right.
like invisibility?
What if we just close our eyes?
Does Bones not have object permanence?
Bones.
I was gonna say, do you
Bones-
cease existing if your eyes are closed?
Bones steps forward, closes his eyes, and nothing happens.
Hey, is something happening? Did it open?
Hey, it opened! You
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it!
just walk forward, man.
No, what? I don't know. We don't know where it goes. I'm not going in there.
Only one way to find out.
Nope.
No.
Have we found? Let me hold on. I need to reference the infographic.
Matashtai, while that is happening, you gather the bracers, right?
Lidless eye portal.
I clean them off too.
Yeah, there's an arm in one of them still.
You gather the bracers, you pull the arm out of one of them, you take them off of the arm that's still attached to the body. And it is very easy for you to clean them off. The blood, the gore, the ichor actually just kind of like slides off of it as if it doesn't attach, it doesn't permeate the material of the item itself. And you feel a warmth emanating from these bracers. You recognize the iconography as that of your patron, in theory, right? Boldre. You're not necessarily a incredibly religious individual, though you've spent time with various religious organizations. You're a civil servant. You want to help people, which does draw you quite frequently to such organizations. But back home, Boldre is something different, right? Obviously, this journey that you originally undertook with your master and your best friend, right, was intended so that you could become a champion of Boldre. You lost them along the way, but your mission, your quest still stands. These artifacts are absolutely what you're seeking and are absolutely of Boldre's power. You can feel it rolling off of them in waves. Much clearer now that they are no longer attached to the creature that they had been attached to. You realize that that creature had corrupted these items.
Yeah, convenient.
Had corrupted them with this place, right? With the necromancy that existed here. So you realize you have found the next items along your journey. You're free to do what you wish from that point. And while that is happening, the rest of you have been conferring about this gate, I presume?
While I walk by Matt while he's like, getting these gauntlets or bracers prepped, I'll just like lean down, just give them a little smell. Do they smell like garbage? How do they smell?
Actually, as the filth slides off of them, they are untainted by any remnant of the creature that was previously wearing them.
Tainted.
Look, if anything slides off anything, it smells like shit.
Yep.
That's how it works.
It's magic.
Welcome to high fantasy, where things that smell bad normally smell bad don't.
All right. Well, so there's a lidless eye portal on 6. FYI, I don't
Okay.
think we don't have a little lock on it, so I guess we don't know how to open it.
Jeremy, could you ping where it is exactly?
Oh, sorry. It is right here.
So what you're saying is your boys are dead.
Oh yeah, hold on. He said the drow went through there. That's
Yeah, he said
concerning.
drow went through there.
Yeah, that's real concerning. I think we need to go on back and take a look at the boys, guys.
Yeah, we should probably chase after those drow and make sure the boys are okay.
Yeah, that's real concerning. Okay, so you said maybe invisibility is what you were thinking?
That's what I'm thinking. When it cannot see it. Right. What was the terminology again?
The gate cannot hide from what it cannot see.
All right, well, I'm concerned enough to go ahead and try it real quick, and I will use one of my charges to turn invisible.
You
Of my ring.
see Bones fade from vision. And as Bones fades from vision, standing in front of the portal, you see silvery gates opens within the oval mirror set in this stone archway. The lidless eye portal activated.
Okay. So
Did
I
we run
really feel
through?
like time's of the essence, and I would love to go and check on the boys. If Drow had been through, we didn't ask him when this happened, but he's dead
Kind
now.
of killed
So
him before you could get any information out of him.
He did say that it wasn't long ago that the others went through.
okay, I would really enjoy this.
I strap on my
Immediately?
new bracers.
Okay. You immediately
then-
feel a connection with these bracers. They are a part of your existing attunement, so you are automatically attuned to them, Matashtai.
All right, I turn to Mossy. I say, Mossy, look, I know you don't like these, but the boys might be in trouble.
He looks at you and he says, "Okay."
All right, I just
Okay.
take a look around real quick, make sure everyone's good. Everyone's good. Good.
Yep.
Jake, you
Okay.
good?
Go.
Ezra, are you willing to come? Are you good to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I jump in then.
We jump.
One after another, jumping into the silvery portal. You all find yourselves in that space between. You feel the silvery light wash over you as you find yourself in the stream of arcane energy, the veins of Undermountain pulsing through these deep, dark passages. You feel a familiar presence. A good presence. A presence that has guided, ushered you forward. You feel in your minds, all of you hear this. Bones, you hear it as a shout. You must hurry. They need you. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's episode.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna cut up every one of their beds.
Every bed is getting fucking chopped from here on out. Every fucking bed. So, a couple of things. One thing that needs to happen. Unfortunately, there's no real way to slot this in because of the way that things overlap. So from a narrative perspective, that is what happened. From a mechanical perspective, for Matashtai, I need to inform you of some things because you have now attuned automatically to the Bracers of Boldre. Alright? The Bracers of Boldre, as with all of your relics, have a triple scenario. They have a choice that exists for you. If you would like to keep this private, we can discuss it later, but I think it's really cool stuff, so if you are willing to discuss it for this particular instance, we can go over it real quick here.
Let's do it.
And talk about it. So, the first ability that you can choose from is the Fist of Unbroken Air, which is basically the exact same option as the actual Fist of Unbroken Air from the Elemental Monk scenario. Okay?
Bronze smash.
The second choice that you can choose is the Fist of the Astral Self, which I think is pretty close, but maybe with some tweaks to the other Fist of the Astral Self. By spending 1 key point on your turn, you can manifest the arms of your quarry spirit and grant yourself the following benefits. You can, when making an unarmed strike, you can increase your reach by 5 feet more than you normally would have. Or you can alter the damage type of your unarmed strike to be force damage. Or you can use an action to attempt to purge the effects that cloud a target's mind. So you can make a medicine check to remove charmed or frightened effects with the DC depending on the spell level. Okay? Or a 15 if there are no spells involved, if it's a natural ability. That is option number 2. Option number 3 is Fists of Magic Bound. The monk may add their wisdom modifier to their deflect missiles total. That is why the Aghast the Stitcher had such a high deflect missiles. And also, once per round, their quarry spirit...
Isn't that already a thing?
It might be, I don't know. And once per round, their quarry spirit can attempt to catch a ranged weapon attack or a ranged spell attack using the same specifications as the deflect missiles ability, and this does not consume the monk's reaction.
Bro, you can catch magic missiles.
You can catch magic with
catch
these bracers,
missiles.
basically. But it has to be a ranged spell attack. It can't just be any magic. It has to specifically be a ranged spell attack.
So like, I can't catch a lightning bolt.
You can't catch a lightning bolt, but you could catch Ezra's ghost hand, basically.
You could catch a firebolt.
Yes, you could catch a firebolt.
These hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Here's the secondary thing. And you realize it as you are stepping into this portal and you feel the arcane energy wash around you. This is the, I believe, 4th artifact that you have discovered. You came with Tonbakiri, the lodestone, to guide you, right? You gained the boots on the 3rd level of the dungeon. You gained the helm on the 6th level. And you've now found these bracers on the 10th level. You feel your connection to Boldre become stronger. You feel that realization, the actualization of your quest, the idea, the concept of becoming a champion of Boldre. It's not you get all of them and then suddenly, boom, you are a champion. It's the journey that matters, as well as the destination. And since it is the journey that matters, and you have made quite a bit of a journey at this point, you feel your connection with Valena strengthen, as you may have already ascertained, as she is beginning to manifest herself more and more. But you also feel your presence towards Boldre begin to strengthen. The last time you really thought about it or really gave it that kind of like impetus of focus was when you spent time with Ezrah, right? The dragon. And right now, there's too much going on. The Skull Takers are potentially under threat. You need to help your friend. You need to help them. But you feel this connection burgeoning, and with it comes new opportunities. From a mechanical standpoint, Matashtai, you have gained the ability to alter your choices for any of your relics once per long rest.
Wow,
so
cool.
any long rest, you can swap between the 3 options of each of your relics, altering the choice that you have made in the past and customizing what loadout, in theory, you have for what you need to go up against in the future. You might not have all of that information saved. Tomorrow I will send you a copy pasta of what each of the abilities are, in case you don't have them, so that you can make sure that you have what you need for that information going forward in the future. Okay?
Okay.
That happens instantly because of the instant attunement of the Bracers of Boldre, because the set, the artifacts are all one attunement slot, if you remember, right? So that's that.
Cool.
And that happens all in an instant, while Matashtai puts on the bracers and then follows his friend Bones into the lidless eye portal, intent on following whatever drow went through here and making sure that the Skull Takers are safe and sound. And hopefully we'll figure out if that's the case next week on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.